film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Many congratulations, but I must tell you that people that I have been meeting are saying, Bhumi, ऐसा क्यों कर रही है? What would you want to tell them?
ऐसा मतलब कैसा?
ऐसा रोल क्यों कर रही है?
यार मैंने ना ऑनेस्टली इतना सुना है ना, और मैंने हर बार जब फिल्म की है तब यही सुना है. सी people love it when I do like proper girls, but even those proper girls have something to say when they are breaking a glass ceiling. But here also I'm playing a proper girl. What is the definition of proper? You know, who are we to decide what is proper and what's... I get very passionate when I speak about this. That's why this interview is going to be a very passionate one. But Bhumi ऐसा कर रही है क्योंकि कोई और ऑप्शन नहीं छोड़ा है. मुझे इतना कुछ बोलना है, मैं इतनी भरी पड़ी हूँ ना. ये फिल्म वो जरिया है to kind of reach out to people. Bhumi ऐसा कर रही है क्योंकि अब ये करने की ज़रूरत है.
And thank you for coming, and those of you who do not want to come, you're missing something. So,
no pun intended.
No pun intended. But you know, the fact is, when we have movies like this in the Indian context, women, maybe including me, I'll be like, oh, what are we discussing? Because we're just so conscious about discussing our needs, sexuality, and also women do not like to discuss whether they are, you know, getting an orgasm or not. But we are okay with watching this in the Western context.
Yes.
What do you think? Where do you think, is there a hypocrisy, or is there just we are very, you know, that's how we conditioned? We just
I feel like there's a disconnect. You know, like when you see people in the West do these things, you feel like no, but ये हमारे उनके culture का हिस्सा है. We need to understand there's not a cultural difference. Sexual liberation is something that is your right. You also need to feel it. The problem is that women don't know that they're supposed to seek pleasure in sexual experiences, because most of our sexual experiences since we are young have been very distasteful. You know, it comes from Eve teasing when we are younger, or it's come from, you know, our parents, or like, you know, elders in our family telling us that, oh, you know, don't wear such clothes, why are you speaking to that boy, how dare you have a boyfriend at this age, how dare you become physical with a boy, because if you do, then you're a bad girl, you're a disgrace to the family. So there is so much responsibility that's put on the vagina that और पूरी दुनिया का भार डाला हुआ है जी. You know, मेरी इज्जत, समाज की इज्जत, पूरी दुनिया की इज्जत. Why don't men have to deal with this?
Absolutely.
You know, when you see men discuss anything sexual in films, you're for some reason okay with it because you feel like, oh, they're boys, they'll do it. Women also do it. Women also like it as much as men do.
Absolutely.
You know, women also have needs. And I just feel like it's a matter of time when this conversation also changes. And you know, this is not about कि अरे हमारी इज्जत अब क्या बोलने की कोशिश कर रहे हो कि हम माँ बाप के साथ बैठ के इन चीज़ों की बात करें. नहीं, मैं ये नहीं कह रही. अगर आप comfortable हो ज़रूर करो. I'm comfortable discussing certain things with my mother. That does not make my mother, me, or her upbringing incorrect.
Absolutely.
You know, she is just liberal enough to have it. But I also know my boundaries. Nobody is saying that. All we are saying is that sex is a very natural act. Let's destigmatize it.
Absolutely.
And we don't understand that by destigmatizing it, how many women we are going to empower. Because there's so many people that have the worst experiences, but they don't have a place where they can come discuss this. Imagine for most women, sex is not a pleasurable act. This act is supposed to give you pleasure apart from, obviously, like, you know, help you reproduce. Men have the pleasure, why should women not have it? Imagine going through that as a duty every day.
Absolutely. And the fact is, whatever little I have seen of your character, I'm watching the movie. But are you anything like Kanika? Because she's not liberated. She's just a regular girl who has...
That's the beauty about this part. You know, she is empowered because she is born out of wedlock to a doctor mother who is living her life on her own terms. Her grandmother was also a single parent, okay, who made sure that her mother gets education and gets a good life. So all these women, according to their generation, are extremely liberated and empowered. The beauty about Kanika is that even though she has such strong narratives in her life, she's only stuck on to one. कि जब तक राजकुमार नहीं आता मेरी जिंदगी ठीक नहीं होगी.
Point. And also another thing now coming, like someone asked me, and that was a woman who asked me, "Yeah, Bhumi, ऐसे role क्यों कर रही है?" But it's women who will slut shame you, they will body shame you, because here it is also about female bonding. But on the other hand, the flip side, more than the men, sometimes I feel your own gender judges you.
Absolutely. Because patriarchy is not about the gender that you belong to. Patriarchy is a thought.
Yeah.
And it's a thought process that you agree with or disagree with. And you're absolutely right. When women are young, it's the mothers that tell them कि अरे बड़ी होके तो तेरी शादी होनी है, तू पराया धन है. Most times, because the fathers are pretty much unavailable in a typical setup, right? And you're right. Like I heard it so many times. I've had so many. Okay, there's a very interesting incident. This was just after my 10th. There was a classmate of mine that 10th ke baad there are a few months where you don't meet your school friends because you have 2-3 months off, whatever. I was walking in our local market and there was a school friend of mine who I had not seen like over a few months, and I was wearing a really short skirt and walking, and she walked up to me. She's like, "See, you guys," and she's my age, okay, and I was like 16, then 15, 10th ke baad jo bhi age hoti hai. She's like, "See, you guys wear these clothes and then we blame boys for teasing you." I was shocked. I couldn't tell her anything then, and I felt so ashamed, and I was like,
the same thing.
yeah, it's the same thing even today. I'm constantly told that, oh, your cleavage, oh, your clothes, you're titillating men. No, I'm wearing them. Why is it that why do I have to do everything for a boy? Why can't I do it for myself?
Absolutely. And also, how do you deal with these trolls, Bhumi? Have you evolved? Have you become better at it? Or are you like...
No, I've not evolved. I have become better at it because now I just ignore them. I feel ignorance is bliss. But I draw strength from it. And I've always done what people think I should not do.
Also I think somewhere you got boxed as an actor, because when you came with Dam Laga Ke Haisha, where you piled on the pounds, they said Bhumi is now going to be the face of that genre. Then there was Bala and all these films that happened, and now suddenly Bhumi is saying a modern urban girl. वो digest नहीं हो रहा.
नहीं हो रहा. I'm very happy about it. I want to get, मैं ना लोगों पे indigestion पैदा करना चाहती हूँ. मैं चाहती हूँ लोग uncomfortable हो. मैं चाहती हूँ कि और ना मेरे indigestion के लिए आपको कोई Digene pill भी नहीं मिलेगी. No antacid is going to help you. Only changing your thinking is going to help you.
Absolutely. But also, what do you feel today being a female actor who is leading by her own rules, who is not actually conforming to what she should be conforming to? What's her biggest struggle and challenge?
I think my biggest struggle is finding like-minded people, because this journey can get very lonely. When you stride upon a path that is unknown and not walked on often, you're pretty much walking it by yourself. I'm very fortunate to have found great company in this film, through my producer Riya Kapoor, through my director Karan Bilani, my writers Ekta Kapoor, Anil sir, and these phenomenal women that have been a part of this journey with me. But it doesn't happen often, because before I found comfort within these people, I was constantly, why are you doing this film? It's a sex comedy. I was like, so haven't all leading men of our country done the same? And they have objectified women. We are not objectifying women or men. Mine is a healthy say. Mine is a comedy. People get so, they're like, oh, it's just like one, it's just a comedy, one line up, one punch after the other. But isn't that what a comedy is supposed to do? It's supposed to make you laugh. Why is there such a big burden on us? Everything comes with a moral compass when it comes to women, and that irritates me.
In the industry also, you think they still love
within the industry a lot. Especially after the trailer came out, the comments that came our way from the fraternity. See, it's a different thing when you don't like a story. Agreed. But if you are judging a film that, oh, just because you're drinking and you're partying, that doesn't mean you are changing gender laws, you're bending gender laws. I am bending gender laws because only men have the certificate to do these things. This is my choice. I'm a self-made independent woman. And if I choose to spend my money in whatever way I want, I'm not attacking your culture in any way. Because men have been doing it for generations. Why are the rules different?
अब वैसे you think नहीं हो रहा है ऐसे? Because now women are leading the way. Yeah?
Absolutely, but it's not enough. You know, we are very far away from the narrative.
Okay, well, with actors like you, I'm sure that'll change. So quickly before we wrap up, what do women want in one word?
To not be told what to do.
Okay. Describe Bhumi as an actor in one word.
One word now I can't.
Okay.
One sentence.
One sentence for that.
Haan. Describe Bhumi as an actor. Brave. One word.
It was one word. Bhumi's guilty pleasure.
Bhumi's guilty pleasure. Watching chick flicks.
Lovely.
Actually, not a guilty pleasure, it's a pleasure.
Any actor other than yourself, while you're not here, that whose craft you are like envious of, who you admire?
Alia.
Wow. Amazing. And if women lead the way, what would happen?
The world would just be happier and more fair.
And in a hashtag, Bhumi, what's the hashtag that goes with you?
With me, brave, bold, and beautiful.
Lovely, that's what she is. So what is that one change you want to see in the industry now in 2023? And you know, what is that one change you as an actor really want to see now in terms of narratives, in terms of the setup, in terms of the hierarchy? What is it that you want to see?
That women can also bring in box office numbers.
Abhi tak convinced nahi hue, like seeing Alia and Deepika and all these people?
No, all of them have done it. Yeah, Kangana has done it, Alia has done it, DP has done it. So many of our leading ladies have done it. Like Sridevi ji in her time used to do it. You know, Hema Malini ji in her time used to do it. Like I'm sure there are many that I'm like, I can't think of right away. But like, you know, but no. And I remember the same conversation when Taapsee and I did Sand Ki Aankh, and I did very good numbers for such a small film. Everybody, it was the same doubt. And Veere the Wedding, Riya did it. It was over 100 crores. You know, so I really hope that this narrative changes because you're always underestimated. Female-led film, not a threat.
Last question when people say, Bhumi ऐसा कैसे कर सकती है? उनको क्या जवाब देंगे?
मेरी मर्जी.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.